All right, now let's get a quick check on what's playing out with the crypto market. Definitely, we'd call it a day of revival for most of these asset classes. And Bitcoin, it's not left out. Back to $78,000, 337, 0.53% up. But there's still a lot of pockets of red right there in the market. And some of the top stories now, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has resumed selling some of his ETH holdings, offloading roughly hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Ether through stablecoin conversions. The modest sales didn't disrupt market prices and appear tied to planned funding and broader project support rather than panic selling, and underscoring ongoing developments in the crypto space. And in South Africa, they've launched a new rand-backed stablecoin. That's the Zaru, Zaru Universal, designed to link the rand with global digital payments and modernize financial infrastructure, backed one-for-one with rand reserves and operating on blockchain technology. Zaru aims to cut transaction costs, speed up payments, and expand cross-border settlements, initially for institutional users with broader access planned later. All right, let's bring in Rume Ofi now to bring us up to speed on what's played out so far. Hello, Rume. Great to have you.
Hello, Ladi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so you see the story right there in South Africa. They have the Zaru, at this point. How are you seeing that?
It's a sign that we're making progress in Africa, and we just have to make progress still, despite the fact that certain persons are not clear with directions of the industry, but certain progress are also being made. We need to get better. We're always trying to see how Africa stands out as a continent that actually would provide unique ways to solve global challenges from these industries. So I'm really happy hearing news like this.
So are we seeing a handshake between DeFi and TradFi? That's traditional finance. Is that what we're seeing, happening right here on the African continent?
Absolutely, yes. This marriage of traditional finance and crypto is actually very amazing. In fact, I'll be talking about it in one of the spaces I should be having on Thursday on X. Before now, you see all of these crypto guys, we say, oh, crypto is going to remove TradFi, but right now it's looking like there's a marriage going on which we cannot differentiate right about now. We're seeing crypto platforms actually offering stocks right about now. It's really, really amazing. So is one having a way to complement the other, rather than go get stocks, you could just get it on the app for crypto. Wall Street getting involved in crypto also makes a lot of sense. You can see MicroStrategy and all of that buying Bitcoin. It makes a whole lot of sense. And before now, we didn't see this coming. Or you see those crypto platforms that actually did not believe in that dream. A lot of them are no more, but those that are coming to see how they could collaborate. Collaboration is the way to go. And this industry is actually making huge progress and seeing all of the things that they can borrow for TradFi, and TradFi also seeing what they can borrow from this industry is making a whole lot of sense. You can also have noticed that the New York Stock Exchange will be running 24/7 on a blockchain platform very soon. And I believe very soon the NGX will also apply some of these things, where we'll see crypto exchanges in Nigeria having to get stocks listed on it. That will make a whole lot of sense, and that will promote our economy as well.
Right, and definitely looking at some of the price action right there, we're seeing Bitcoin making some kind of recovery at this point, but it seems it's not out of the woods yet. We're seeing gold that's recovered big today, but Bitcoin is not matching that kind of recovery we've seen so far, even with other risk assets. How low is Bitcoin going at this point?
Ladi, thank you very much for this call. I really don't like to talk about speculative price so much, but I'm going to do something right here. The truth is, a lot of persons ran the Bitcoin and went to gold, right? Precious metal and all. Then they saw it actually go down. The market has not been normal since on the 10th of October, where about 19 billion dollars thereabout left the crypto market that were liquidated at a single day. It has never happened. That is the biggest liquidation that actually happened. This is actually made possible by Donald Trump's tariff sanctions and all. So all of those liquidity are looking like, most especially retail. Where are we going to put our money? Then it went to gold, and gold actually went down. I think in a decade, gold has not actually done such a downward movement for a while. So the market hates uncertainties, right? It's either here nor there now. So we need some calm narrative to be able to push us forward. Iran is still there. The US and Iran are also getting it back and forth, and a whole lot of things. So let's calm down a bit. Probably, if we see downside in crypto, for example, like Bitcoin, if we see the upper 60s or very lower 70s, it's still not a bad idea. Taking us back to about when Donald Trump got into office, still in that price range, and getting into it right about that is also a good opportunity to be able to make some good profit.
Right,
but if you ask me,
I'm seeing some analysts calling for a 40K Bitcoin at some point, and it seems far from here, but not so far.
Yes, the truth is that a lot of people, when they see it down, they think it's going to go down. The market actually is a reflection of our emotion, right? We can't go down forever. At some point, we'll go up. So most likely, I try to look at the weekly and the monthly, and when you see between 8 to 10 red candles down, you should be looking at a possible situation of consolidating, and that's where big money comes in to take position. But retail are not patient, and smart money usually like that period when it is boring, and that's where real profit comes in. But retail just want to go up when it's up, and when they just want to go down when it's down. So some of those analysts, peradventure, might be actually moving with that emotion to make sure that we're going down. But I really don't think that we'll go down so much. And that's also a way to be able to check the market. When everybody is calling down, it means that there's a possibility of a sideways movement that could move upward. But when everybody is actually looking up, it only means that there's going to be a nuke at the end of it, like a blow off top right now.
So you need the contrarian mindset, at this point. So aside from, price action, what are we seeing with the technology so far in 2026?
Technology has been so amazing, Laddie, I must tell you for a fact. When we got into crypto, we didn't see all of this, particularly when we got into the stablecoin. The stablecoin era now is making a whole lot of sense. People using stablecoin rails to move money around the world. A lot of companies right now in Nigeria are looking towards using those technologies where you need to bring money. Before, it used to be an issue using some of those bigger platforms like Western Union and MoneyGram, all of that. You send money, there's no network in the bank, but now in seconds or in minutes, you get your money. So that's actually very nice. Then we'll talk about prediction market. I can predict that Lad is going to wear a red suit. I was going to wear a green suit today. People start betting on that. And when you wear the red suit, people make money for betting on that.
And people are losing money too, betting. They're losing money.
Exactly. That's why it's a prediction market. So that's also making sense too. Then with the idea of faster transaction in the stock market, enabling blockchain technology, all of that going on, then we're seeing a whole lot around tokenization, absolutely making sense. I'm looking forward to a situation where Nigeria could tokenize gold, tokenize oil, tokenize our mineral resources. Peradventure, maybe channels could tokenize its product as well.
Thank you so much, Rome. We'll definitely keep watching this technology as we watch the price action. Thank you.
Very much, Laddie.